Hi, xiaouiris here. I'm a choreographer and dancer, and today I'm going to be reacting to Baby Metal Road to Resistance, Tokyo Dome. Um, this is my second time reacting to it. I did pick a video from the Baby Metal reactor resource. Unfortunately, YouTube blocked it, and I have let them know, the reactor resource, I've let them know that that video is not being accepted by YouTube. It's very frustrating because the reaction was authentic and I got extremely emotional. And to be honest, I'm not really sure if that's going to happen again. But I have Patron, Patron. Oh my god, I have Patron. I'm gonna post the original reaction on there. So head over to my Patron if you would like to see my original emotional reaction. Who knows? I might get emotional again. Okay, let's get on with it. Sorry, I've put the logo on to be safe. I don't want to react again and it get blocked. They really know how to make an intro, though, don't they? I did notice the stage looked like a coffin, which I thought was really cool. I think when I reacted to this originally, that's one of the things I noticed a bit later on. But yeah, I thought the staging was really cool. Do you know, this is not something I said in my original reaction. Sorry, I'm trying to remember what I said just in case you don't want to go over and watch the original, because obviously on Patreon you need to pay, and I'm not asking anyone to pay for membership unless you don't want to. So I never mentioned this in the original reaction, but I've been thinking about it. There are some baby metal songs that people aren't recommending that I'm seeing on YouTube, or I'm watching the music videos now because I just love baby metal. Something I notice is Sue Metal doesn't have a metal voice, does she? She doesn't have that kind of grunge raspiness that you hear in the majority of metal singers. They have, I don't know what it is that they do to their vocal cords. I mean, I should know because my vocal coach talks about it often. But there's something that you do to your vocal folds that creates that sound. Um, Sue Metal, her voice is just so, it's like crystal clear. It's really crisp. It'd be lovely to actually hear her do like some sort of metal raw. I'm sure she's got it in her. But yeah, her voice to me just doesn't sound metal at all, which I think is just a really interesting thing. It's just something I've been thinking about recently that I just wanted to share. Do you like my cup, my mug, by the way? This was £4 in Asda. Anything Alice in Wonderland will do me just fine. Okay, moving on. I do feel like the overall theme for this in terms of choreography is like animatronic. They're doing quite a lot of tutting, so they, even though that was in response to the word time, they're doing like Moa and Yui a lot of arm movements, like really strict and sudden movements. And then that, what they just did there with like the little hunchback, that's very animatronic in choreography. That's and it goes along with the music because the music behind it is just a little bit techno. That to me, that's got more of a techno sound than a rock sound. So it's kind of you always give the illusion of like malfunctioning. And they're just, you know, moving and then changing, moving. And another thing I noticed was their eyes were down. So I feel like that's deliberate. I don't know if I said that in my original. I'm pretty sure I did because where your eyes are in animatronic choreography is always deliberate. You're not going to know how to do the choreography right unless you're directed as such. As a choreographer, you could be like, okay, so this is going to be a bit animatronic, so I want you to just swing your arm and just kind of look forward, and the only thing that's moving about you is your arm. You know, you wouldn't look up and do it. You would literally look down and your eyes would be raised, and it kind of gives a menacing look. And I feel like it was deliberate because, well, there's no reason behind it. I just feel like Makiko knows what she's doing. And a lot of things in baby metal choreography feel deliberate because there's not a lot of it. So the choreography is kept really simple, I think, because of the amount of energy that they disperse on stage. But the simplicity of the choreography means there are steps. I don't know if you remember in one of the other baby metal videos, I was counting the steps, and the steps are deliberate, which also means that the facial expressions are deliberate. You dance with your face. You absolutely dance with your face. And baby metal do dance with their face. And I haven't always felt like it's been deliberate. But here, the choreography for me is purposeful. I don't know if that made sense. Sorry. this is where I started getting emotional. I nearly cried. In fact, I think my eyes did get really watery. I'm not feeling the same emotion now. Maybe because the first time I ever watched this part here where the audience was just singing was so amazing. Okay, it had the same effect. I'm sorry to have stopped it there, but those drums are insane. The drummer for Baby Metal. I mentioned before one of my favorite drummers. What's his name? Oh, I can't remember his name now. It's on the tip of my tongue. He was the drummer for Evanescence for a time. Will Hunt, fantastic drummer. He's so heavy hitting on the drums. I remember, I can't really see it properly, but I remember something that happened in this part of the choreography that I caught in my original reaction, where, I can't remember, I think it was Yui and Moa moved, and then Sue Metal moved after them. So it was a flowing choreography that the three of them are choreographed to move at the same time, and then there was a moment where Sue stopped and the other two moved, and then she followed the movement. And that stood out to me because I've not seen that type of choreography with Baby Metal. They very much work either in sync as a three or just Moa and Yui as a two. But that was actual. I don't know how to say the word, but the not really appropriate choreography, but it was something. It was something different from Baby Metal. Um, it was a flow, it was a structure. Not that I don't think there's any structure, but I do feel like sometimes Makiko picks and chooses, which you can with rock music. That's why I love dancing to it so much. But she picks and chooses areas where she decides she wants them to dance and how she wants them to dance. And rock music is so free when it comes to dancing. You don't have to honor a beat. You can just dance wherever and whenever you feel like. And you create the beat yourself. So the visuals give you the, the beat of what's going on in the background because you're basically using instruments. You're not using like production beats or anything. And there's a massive difference between the two. So it was nice to see that choreography. That was production beat choreography. When two moved first and one moved like it flowed. I need to go to a BABYMETAL concert. It's on my bucket list. Yes, okay, so I hope that was an okay reaction for you. I really don't like the fact that it wasn't authentic. If something gets blocked on YouTube, I just don't react to it again because it just doesn't feel authentic to me. I didn't want to tell you all that it's on Patreon and you have to pay to get a membership. So I didn't want to be out of order like that. So this was heavily requested, so I thought I'd react again. Just hope that it felt authentic and I said enough. Yeah, it's really frustrating when you go through a whole reaction and I really try and dissect everything that I'm seeing and then YouTube blocks it. Okay, right. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a nice day, everyone.